President Donald Trump has agreed to a 30-day pause on the proposed 25% tariffs on imports from Canada. This decision followed a phone call with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, during which both leaders discussed concerns over border security and drug trafficking. In response to these concerns, Canada committed to enhancing its border enforcement efforts, including deploying new technology and personnel along its border with the United States, and launching cooperative initiatives to combat organized crime, fentanyl smuggling, and money laundering. These commitments led to the temporary suspension of the tariffs, providing a period for both nations to negotiate and address the outlined issues. If the 25% tariff on Canadian imports were imposed, it would have major economic and political consequences for both Canada and the United States. Here's what could happen. Impact on Canada: economic slowdown. Canada heavily relies on trade with the U.S., and tariffs would make its exports more expensive, reducing demand and slowing economic growth. Job losses. Key industries like auto manufacturing, steel, and agriculture would suffer, leading to job losses and factory closures. Inflation and higher costs. Canadian businesses would struggle to stay competitive, passing higher costs to consumers, which could lead to inflation. Retaliatory tariffs. Canada may impose its own tariffs on U.S. goods, making American products more expensive for Canadians. Trade diversification. Canada might seek stronger trade ties with the EU, China, or other markets to reduce its reliance on the U.S. impact on the U.S. higher prices for consumers. Tariffs on Canadian goods, including cars, aluminum, and food products, would drive up costs for American consumers and businesses. Disruptions in supply chains. The U.S. and Canada have deeply integrated supply chains. Imposing tariffs would disrupt manufacturing industries, especially the auto sector, leading to potential factory shutdowns. Strained political relations. Canada is one of America's closest allies. A trade war could damage diplomatic relations and cooperation on security, border control, and energy policies. Backlash from U.S. companies. American businesses that rely on Canadian raw materials or exports to Canada would suffer, leading to pushback from industry leaders. Market volatility. The uncertainty of a trade war could cause stock market instability and weaken investor confidence. Final thought. If the tariffs were fully imposed, both countries would experience economic pain, though Canada would likely feel the immediate effects more severely. However, long-term trade disruptions could also backfire on the U.S., especially if Canada shifts its trade focus to other nations. The pause in tariffs suggests that both governments recognize the risks and are working towards a diplomatic resolution.